It is about 1:30 in the night. I will show you the time. And I'm still awake. I cannot sleep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now soak sabudana for khichdi tomorrow for brunch. So I've removed this dabba with the sabudana and I'm going to measure it out. So I need a katori. 1 katori would be enough for the two of us, me and my dad. So measuring out. So it's about 1 katori of sabudana, which should be good enough for us. In this I will be adding about 2 potatoes, and the volume of this sabudana is going to double up. So I'm going to give it a rinse and then soak it. So I've put the sabudana into the water and I'm giving it a rinse. I will give it 2 to 3 times. The sabudana is already absorbing a little bit of water while I'm doing this. And the third rinse, so that all the powdery stuff will be removed. Okay, now this sabudana I'm going to cover with enough water just to soak it in. So I've added water to it. It's a little more, I think. It should be only a thin layer above the level of the sabudana. So yeah, I think that is enough. So just to cover the sabudana, and this water will be absorbed by the sabudana by morning and it will be nice and fluffy. So in the morning, if it is not fluffy, I will pour it out onto the sieve. As of now, I'm going to leave it to soak. So you see the sabudana is covered with only a thin layer of water, and that is enough for it. But now let us put a lid on top of it. I'm going to cover this with a lid and let it stay overnight. So the next video we will continue in the morning. So there is my sabudana, which has been fluffed up, all night. It has soaked up nicely and it's nice and fluffy. Actually, I should have showed you the, see, so the difference you are seeing, the white is how it was. I have added peanut powder, raw peanut powder, ground and raw peanuts ground and put into this, because when we do the tadka, the peanuts will get nicely roasted. So just trying to flip it to show you. I think it has already covered all the danas. Yeah, there it is. So now I'm going to add I took about a cup of peanuts and ground it into powder, and so this is what we do. We add the peanut powder and then flip the sabudana. Do not touch it because it will get crushed, since it is soaked and delicate, it will get crushed. So just flip the bowl and it should be okay. It should cover up all the particles with the peanut powder. That's how we do it. And now this we will leave for until we use it, until we give the tadka. Meanwhile, what I'm going to do is I have taken chilies, and I'm going to use 4 chilies for this sabudana. I like it a little spicy. I've taken a kadai for the sabudana. Now I'm going to put and I've put it on fast to get heated up. While it is heating up, I will take ghee, about 2 to 3 teaspoons of ghee. Okay, now once the ghee has melted and heated, we are now going to add the green chilies to it. Chopped green chilies, 4 of them. To this we are going to add jeera for tadka. In the olden days, the spices were not so easily available as we have it today. So there was a distinction between what spices to be used on a regular day and what spices one has to use for fasting days. So the rai or mustard, which has a pungent odor, would be kept for a regular day cooking, whereas jeera, which was more expensive, cumin, was used as the fasting day spice. Also because mustard is pungent, so during fasting you don't want pungent odors, so that's why the milder jeera was used. Now once this tadka is crisp and like I am coughing now because of the pungency of the chilies, I'm going to add the sabudana into it. So now the sabudana is added into it and I will toss the pan. I can't do it with one hand, so I will have to keep the phone away. So there you see, I have tossed the sabudana and the tadka has come above, and now I will use the spatula to mix it. Okay. Yeah, before I mix it with the spatula, let me put in the salt and the sugar. So this much sabudana, which was 1 katori when raw, and now it has almost doubled up to 4-5 times. I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of salt, and I will add 1 tablespoon of sugar. That is the proportion that we like. So there it goes. And now I will give it a mix. It's as simple as that. After mixing in all the tadka, I will keep it on slow and cover it and cook. So let me put the lid. I'm putting the lid on it to cook slowly. We will check about 10 minutes of cooking on slow. After 5 minutes, I'm just checking again to see if there is some cooking happening down below. Yeah. So how do you know that the sabudana is cooked? Because it starts becoming translucent. Switch on the light. Okay. So I don't know if you can see the difference. There is some sabudana which is looking whitish and some which has gone translucent. So translucency is the indication of cooked sabudana. Now, while this is cooking, I have also chopped potatoes, and which I am going to fry separately and then add to this cooked sabudana. So we will allow another 5-10 minutes of cooking. It looks half done right now. Cover and keep. So the gas is still on sim, and while the cooking is happening, I'm going to now heat up oil and then fry the chopped potatoes. I have put some salt into the potatoes, so I'll just toss it to mix it before it goes into the kadai. Okay, the oil looks heated. I'm going to add the kadai, all the potatoes into it, because we only need to lightly fry it. Let them cook. After another 5 minutes, I am again checking on the sabudana. Okay, looks like it is nicely translucent, but requires about 5 minutes more of cooking. Do you notice the change in color? Yeah, there are still whitish pearls of sabudana, so we will allow the cooking further. And there the potatoes are also cooking. we want a very light golden, just to ensure that the potatoes are cooked. We don't want them to be dried out. Okay, the potatoes have been cooking for a little more than 10 minutes. They look almost done as the color is changing from translucency to cooked opaqueness. A little more gold on the potatoes, and then we will remove them from the oil. Keep stirring so that they don't stick to each other. Nicely evenly done. Okay, so now we will start draining them and putting them into the khichdi. So I'm removing the lid from the khichdi, and slowly I will start removing the potatoes from the oil. And we are going to add on top of the khichdi. There again. We're adding it to the khichdi. Last bit of them. I'm going to put off the gas now. So we have added the potatoes into the khichdi now. Now we will give it a stir. So we have added salt already to the potatoes, so that's not a problem. And now the khichdi looks well cooked. All the sabudana have been, now turned into a translucent pearl instead of the white pearls that we started off with. So looks all done and good. There will be intermittent white pearls that you might see, but they will cook, because now we are going to switch off the gas. Gas goes off, and we'll give this one more stir, and it's nice and fluffy, no sticky parts, and we are allowing this to now cool off a little bit. We'll leave it open instead of covering it, because we want the pearls to be fluffy and not sticky. If you cover it, it will continue cooking under the lid, so it is better to leave it open right now. And so we will come back to plate it later.